Good morning everybody, Sinead here with Free Tours by Foot London. Welcome to our Halloween special. I am not in London, ladies and gents. Today I am standing in front of one of the most magnificent neo-Renaissance classic buildings I have ever seen. Here I am in the province of Sinead in Romania, ladies and gents. We are headed today to Dracula's castle. Stay tuned. First we have a big day trip coming up, and what I'm going to do is I'm bringing you with me. It's a 12-hour trip. We're going to the old town of Brașov. We are standing in front of the Renaissance royal family residence until we eventually make our way to the inspiration for Bram Stoker's most famous horror character. We're heading to Dracula's castle. Stay tuned. I'm super excited. Happy Halloween. I said I had to bring you with me. Hope you're going to enjoy this as much as me. I have my cross with me, by the way, just in case. Look at this view, folks. So we're heading down to the actual summer residence of the royal family of Romania. This is Peleș Castle. Now, this is part of a day trip that we're going to take today for our Halloween special. I'm so excited. I have flown to Transylvania, ladies and gents. I'm in Romania and I plan on taking you with me throughout the entire day. Right, let's see if we can get a better look. So, a neo-Renaissance palace in the Carpathean mountains here, and we're in the royal domain of Sinead, or Sinai. Now obviously today my pronunciations aren't going to be great. But we're in Brașov County. Look at this building, ladies and gents. Peleș Castle. So we're on a kind of a linking, a medieval route that linked actually Transylvania and Wallachia, which was Vlad the Impaler's, well, it was the capital. He ruled Wallachia, which was the former capital of Romania. And some actually perceive him to be a hero, whereas others perceive him to be a butcher and a sadist. We will be speaking about Vlad the Impaler because he was the inspiration for the character of Dracula. And he was Vlad Drac, which was a corruption of dragon, because there was a famous order here, the Order of the Knight of the Dragon. And the idea behind it was a bit like the Templars in London, that they refused passage from any non-Christian conquerors through Europe. And to be a Knight of the Order of the Dragon, Vlad's father was a Knight of the Order. He took the name Vlad Drac. And his son, when he was born, he was Vlad Dracula, which was son of Vlad of the Dragon Order. But Dracula is also dragon in Romanian, or is devil. So essentially he was also the son of the devil. Look at this incredible place. I mean, what a beautiful building, folks. Its architecture is neo-Renaissance, and we believe it was constructed for King Carol, the first king of Romania. Its inauguration was held in 1883, but I believe this castle was built around 1847. Now, obviously, I'm as new to this area as you will be today, my lovelies, so we won't get the usual Sinead listing off hundreds of dates. This is more about you experiencing. Look at the sun, look at this. Just stunning. Look at the grounds, my lovelies. Now I want to try and get the best picture of the castle I can. if I can. I hope you can all hear me okay. I think people aren't kind of used to the gimbal or the... Look at this. They're not used to the gimbal or the Osmo Mobile, which is slightly bizarre for some people. They think I'm talking to myself, but that's okay. Right. Appropriate clothing. You should leave your large luggage inside. That's if you're going in. There's a bookshop and a library. This is divine. Now I'm going to get down here so I can get a better view for you. Now we'll get a better view here. Look at this. Don't have an awful lot of time here. It's given us like 35-40 minutes. Now look at that, ladies and gents. The beautiful Peleș Castle, the summer residence of the former Romanian royal family that went into exile actually after the communist regime came in. And they were living in Switzerland. I believe they have returned, but they're not as significant as our own royal family. They don't have as many engagements, shall we say. This is probably the best shot I'm going to get. Wow. How some people live, my lovelies. Now, one of you gave me a very handy tip, never to film in the sunshine. And I don't intend to doing so, but I just wanted to show you if we could just make it out. It's a bit difficult. You'll see the sign, like the Hollywood sign of Brașov, up here on the mountain, you guys. We're right in the middle of the southern end of the Carpathian mountains, and they are truly magnificent. Now let's go first and see if we can have a look. So we'll do a little walking tour of this area, just a small little one. And then the main event will be the incredible inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula, which was also a former home of Vlad the Impaler, the ruler of the Vlachian Empire, former Romania, the feared Vlad the Impaler, but to some people a hero or a freedom fighter, to other people a sadist and a butcher. His method of choice of execution was impaling you through your anus with a stake, ladies and gents. The most brutal form and torturous form of execution. I thought to be hung, drawn and quartered was bad. This is 20 times worse. Thousands, they estimate. They estimate he even executed over 100,000 of his own population. But I don't want to talk too much about him yet, Vlad the Impaler, because we will get into him later on. Welcome to Transylvania and Dracula's castle. Now, just a bit of background about Bram Stoker before we head inside and see what exactly we are facing inside here. I expect the rooms are quite empty now. They were used in the Romanian royal family for a period of time. I believe Princess Maria was the one who lived here. But Bram Stoker himself actually grew up in Clontarf in Dublin. In 1847 he was a highly educated man. He worked in the theatre for years and he had published several novels before his masterpiece. Right, you know what? Let's get up this steep incline first and we can talk all about it. Look at that for a view, guys. Breathtaking. Here we go, look at that, you guys. Not as fit as I used to be, but we're getting there. What I love about this building, the stone is actually built into the castle. And later on you're going to see how it plays a huge feature inside. Right, so before we head inside, let's talk a little bit more about Bram Stoker. So for years he worked in the Irish government for a period of time, and after that he got a job as a theatre director when he saw a production of Hamlet that the very famous Henry Irving was performing in, and they in turn became very close friends. And when Henry Irving decided to take over ownership of the Lyceum Theatre in London, he asked Bram Stoker to become his manager, in fact. And Bram Stoker and Irving enjoyed a very, very close friendship up until the day Irving died. Now, there was a bit of controversy about their relationship, and some people suggested they might have been a bit more closer than friends. They often say that Dracula sometimes was also inspired not only by Vlad the Impaler, but also by Henry Irving. And this was home to one of the most terrifying rulers of Romania, Vlad Dracula III, the Prince of Wallachia. So what we're going to do is we're going to head straight inside and see what we can find. So you guys, this is the bit of history about what took place in here. It was originally a medieval fortress protecting the passageway between the Hungarian and the Ottoman Empire. Army guys fought and had to pay a duty on imports when they arrived in. For 7 centuries, the castle is today the medieval architectural jewel of Transylvania. Now, this is a few of the people that actually lived here, including Vlad Tepes, who would be Vlad the Impaler, and Sigismund de Luxembourg, who was the founder of the Order of the Dragon, the Knights of the Order of the Dragon. And these were Christian knights who prevented the movement of the Ottoman Empire through mainland Europe. And that's why Vlad is so revered, because he fought them back for so many years through a brutal regime. Now apparently these are the current owners that you see there. And the 2 ladies have passed away, but the son in the middle, he has the castle up for sale for a cool £80 million, my lovelies. Right, next room. This is pretty intense. So that's the original stone cliff wall, and they actually built the castle into the cliff, which is quite fascinating to me. Later on we're going to go up some of these amazing steps. It seems to be thinning out a small bit, so I'm going to wait until a few more people have gone ahead. I expect we're going to come back this way. First, look at this. Look at the work. Stunning detail. And the rooms aren't quite bare. Ooh, look at these haunting daggers. And These hunting daggers were from Archduke Dominic Habsburg's private collection. I thought they were going to tell me it's what Vlad used to skin his enemies. He skinned them, he boiled them, he chopped them into pieces. There's one horrific story of when he invited all the old and the infirm and the really, really poor to this castle, and he had a massive lavish banquet for them. Look at the view outside. And when they finished eating, he asked them, was there anything else they could do for him? He could do for them. And they said, relieve me of my suffering. And he ordered them all into the hall, had the doors locked, and he burnt every sick and poor person alive inside the hall. There's stories of him impaling women, impaling them for being promiscuous. But he mostly got rid of the old and the infirm. Look at this incredible room. Wow. And now it's quite bare, but that kind of appeals to me because it's all part of the atmosphere, and there is a very eerie atmosphere in here. Now there's no actual proof that Vlad the Impaler lived here, but there is rumours that he may have been imprisoned here when he eventually did fall to the Ottoman Empire. So the castle itself isn't the most impressive, but it's the front of it, and it's when you're outside and the actual walk up to it, you can see Bram Stoker certainly caught, he might not have been in this castle, but he certainly caught the essence of the castle in his work. We need to do a bit more research on the Ottoman Empire, but effectively this had to be protected as a passageway. Look at this room. Oh my God, look at the work and the detail on that, you guys. Look at that, isn't that amazing? Now I know there's some, these are the secret tunnels up here that we're going to go up in just a moment, which is really impressive. So they were right at the back here, and when he was hiding from the Turks, he brought them in, and this is where we're headed next. Oh, this is the Order of the Knights of the Dragon. This is one of their tunics. Oh no, my apologies. These are the Teutonic Knights, the order that settled here in Burzenland in 1211. Now this castle dates back to the 1400s. And then it was used in more recent times by a member of the Romanian family. So the Teutonic Knights, as the Romanian states were beginning to form, Transylvania was a strong principality wishing to be independent, even though it was under Hungarian rule. And in 1211, in order to strengthen the kingdom's borders, the Hungarian king Andrew II gave Carpathean, which is southeastern Transylvania, to the Teutonic Knights under the conditions they would build defense fortresses and protect it essentially. Now this one is the creepiest part. Let's go up here. This is what we came for, and this is what I'm looking forward to showing you. So this is very steep and very narrow, and I hope to God we can get a good picture in just a moment when that gentleman goes up. Look at this, you guys. Wow. Just gonna wait. Do you mind if I just wait till he goes up? Ooh! So look at this. Very steep. Quite difficult to film here. It's because it's so narrow. Wow. Look at that. Mind your head here. It was said to be a secret passage, folks. So this is the inside. This has been one of the parlours. And a lot. And it was used as a sitting room for, I believe it's Queen Maria. Here we have her here. Princess Ileana in 1931 on a wedding day with Archduke Anton of Austria. I still would say yes to this. I'd love to spend a night in here. Can you imagine the paranormal activity in here, folks? This is pretty special. Now, this is the view we came to find, you guys. Look at this. This courtyard, actually, they were supposed to be slanted so that when the defense forces were on the balconies, the bullets or any machine gun would just slither off to the side. Look at the cross right there in the middle. Just randomly there, look, in the middle of the woods. Isn't that insane? Fantastic. Look at the architecture. Just exquisite. I hope you can hear me okay, you guys, but I'm afraid that this is all that we can do. It's the best we can do. Look under here. I mean, can you imagine these back doors and secret passages? These aren't accessible to the public now, but beautiful. Just want to get another angle for you guys. It's a long way to come, but you can see it's absolutely manically busy. But it is Halloween, what do I expect? Doesn't give you Halloween vibes with the weather though, but alas. Right, we're going to move up. It must have been a lot shorter than I am because, oh, that's rather bizarre. He's ringing the bells now, so it's all uphill. Now we're up at the top of another floor. Oh, I'm sure this is exquisite, this view now. Look at this. Honestly, folks, this is breathtaking. How could you not be impressed by this? I just wish it was a bit duller and darker. It just would add more to the atmosphere. Incredible. This fortress here, look. On top. We're going to avoid those boys in here because they're quite loud. Look at the bell tower. A history of dreads in Transylvania, it says over there. The turbine power plant. So let's just get a good view here. Oh, you guys, look at that. I mean, really. Look at those colours. Just unbelievable. And right around me here. Look at this. Wow. Selfie time, I think. It says these feminine mythical creatures are by other appreciative names. The beauties, the monsters, the falcons, the saints are described as girls who appear at night in flight by floating in the air, singing and dancing. They look quite peaceful, but I can't imagine they would be late at night. Look at this here. You see her looking at the eyes, piercing in on her. If we can just, oh, there you go. See, every now and then the curtains open. That's it. Okay, let's show you this room. It's quite atmospheric, folks. Without that noise, it's a bit better, a bit creepier. Ooh, it's coming. Look at this, the cross, there's the garlic there, the stake for killing the vampires, the Bible. Is it the Bible? It's pretty special, this room now. Or do I feel more at home? Oh, there's the garlic. I feel more at home at this room. What's in there? This is gonna go. So the connection between werewolves and vampires, we all know. Yeah, said to be able to shape-shift into werewolves, and also vampires are said to be able to control the wind. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna hold people up. Here we go. I like the flickering light. Feels like there's a presence in here, doesn't there? Ooh, this is quite creepy going down here. Now we're heading into this amazing bedroom here. Wow, look at that. Now, this is my kind of room. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the lampshade, folks. Gotta love a bit of Gothic architecture, right? And Gothic interior design, as it were. King Ferdinand's bedroom, by all accounts, rather lush. I'm sure there's some very expensive. Is that Chinese lacquer, maybe, or almost like dual-tone pottery, isn't it? Right, let's head through here. I only get one chance to film this, by the way. I don't get to come back here tomorrow and redo it in case anything goes wrong, so please tell me it's all going according to plan. Ooh, the floorboards are really quirky. Look at the roof, guys. Look at that. Isn't that just spectacular? Look at that roof. Look at the designs on the barn beams. I mean, the workmanship. Look at the pewter dishes. I'm like in love with this place. It's so cool. Again, it just has to be a quick run through because we can't exactly be late for the bus or else I'm screwed. I won't get any way back. Ooh, let's head in here. Costume department. Perfection. Look at this. Oh my God, look at that. The instruments used. And that's how barbaric. Look at that there on the right, guys. Look at that. That's how they absolutely brutalized people and bashed their heads in. People died in agony. Just terrifying. Suits of armor. Prince Mercia the Elder's coat of arms. Look at this. The chainmail underneath. Fantastic. Look at that. So that's Vlad Tempest's. Vlad Wallachia, movie costume. So look at those movies, actually. That'd be a great movie to watch for Halloween, guys. Michael the Brave of Wallachia, Moldavia, which I'm assuming is modern-day Moldova, and the ruler of Transylvania, the movie costume. Isn't that incredible? Okay, gotta watch the time. I'm doing okay. I get so worried I'll be left behind. I have left people behind myself in Stonehenge, only as a really last resort. This. This is Princess Elena of Romania's favorite traditional gown, originating in the Moscow area, decorated with gold and silver threads from Archduke Dominic Habsburg's private collection. So a bit higher up in the main courtyard again, you guys. Look at this here. The pumpkins underneath. Isn't it gorgeous? I don't know how we didn't end up getting. Oh, we were up higher. It's a lovely picture there of that lovely lady. And I guess we'll have to figure out our way out now. That is what we came for, ladies and gentlemen. Dracula's castle in the middle of the Carpathian Mountains in Transylvania. Let's look around. Here I think we have the exit. So the architecture has been shaped over 600 years of its existence, and it's based on massive Gothic elements. The citadel of Bran has an irregular design determined by the configuration of the rock. Yeah, that was the most impressive thing I thought, on which the fortress was built. River cobblestones, bricks and wood were used as building materials. It's fascinating. And here we are. Pumpkins up the wazoo for Halloween. Somebody was telling me earlier on that Elon Musk hired out this entire place, which seems a bit unfair, but of course everything has its price, and he invited it for all his staff or colleagues or friends, and they spent the night here. That would be a pretty cool thing to do. Money talks, doesn't it, guys? Anyway, exit. And that is truly one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. And that I cannot deny. Look at that. Truly spectacular. It's no wonder it attracts 1 million visitors a year. Very, very special place. Now I hope you weren't expecting coffins inside there in dark pits. But the power of the vampire is immense. They say years later, when he was imprisoned here, he escaped and was responsible for so many more vicious deaths in these woods here. Unexplained deaths that occurred. They also say that every year, at a certain time of the year, a blue mist comes up from the lake. And I'm assuming it's the lake here. And actually there's a very important scene in the front of Gary Oldman's Dracula when Keanu Reeves, Dr. Seward, first arrives to the castle to meet the Count. And he sees that blue mist rising from the lake, and it's said to have been where there's some buried treasure underneath. But by unearthing that treasure as well, you unearth a demonic spirit. So there's so many references to it, and also the connection between werewolves and shapeshifters. And it's not difficult to see how Bram Stoker would have been so heavily influenced, because he is an Irish boy as well. His mom had told him many tales and folklores and Irish folklores and superstitions about fairies and pixies and fairy circles. The legends of the Banshee. The Banshee, if you're not familiar with her, is allegedly it's what we hear wailing when somebody passes away in the family. And I've heard several tales of it. So Bram Stoker would have been alerted to all of this, but there was another famous book, and it was called Transylvania Superstitions, and it was written by Emily Gerard. And we believe that heavily influenced Bram Stoker's character Dracula as well. But every bit of superstition we get about vampires comes from our knowledge of Bram Stoker's incredible book. And that's the aversion to garlic, the no reflection in the mirror, that actually represents the soul. It was believed that the soul of the vampire, they also say, was a tortured soul that might have committed suicide or is in the impasse, what we'd know as purgatory, I guess, in the Catholic religion. And they were kind of in the impasse between, eternal life, denied passage into eternal life, and still not bold enough to enter into hell. So they were forced to wander the earth. And the no shadow, or the no reflection in the mirror, we believe it can date back to the ancient superstition, where shadows and reflection refer to the soul. So if you had no shadow or reflection, that was it. You had no soul. But what amazing grounds, you guys. Isn't this incredible? It's great to be a tourist. So this will take us out, ladies and gents, out to the main restaurant area. I think I'm coming to a close of filming almost for the day. I'll see if I can get a sneaky beer. I'd actually love one now. It's been a long day of filming, but I've loved it. Let's go through the souvenirs.
Then it's not worth it to.
It's quite cool to see all the Dracula, the goths, the rockers, and the heavy metal guys arriving. It seems a bit late for people to be arriving now. This is the souvenir section, you guys, so you can get everything Dracula related if you're interested. Here we have a couple of the stalls here with some monumental souvenirs. Let's have a look at what's on offer here. Fridge magnets, the usual. I guess it's the Leicester Square of Dracula. Hi, lovely. Oh wow, look at that. Isn't that incredible, you guys? I suppose I have to buy a horrific souvenir somewhere along the line. Look at these haunted castles here, but I don't think it allows filming in here. If it did, we'd do it, but the architecture is absolutely breathtaking. Amazing. Love this. Let's see. This Gothic room. No filming. Yeah, it said no filming in here, so this gives you an idea what's in there though. Oh my god, that scared the living daylights out of me, but I suppose I had to scare once. Look at the scream mask. Wow. I like this stuff, guys. They really know how to entertain the tourists. Oh, look at that beautiful store. Can I film? Look at her amazing stuff, folks. Look at this. Wow. Now this is my kind of store. Look at the violins. Incredible. Just beautiful. Oh my god, I love this place. I want to live here. I want to live in this store anyway. Amazing. Look at the leather belt. And that is going to end it, my lovelies. Just look at that beautiful building. Only for one more minute. Oh my god, that must be a hotel of some sort. Love it. Look at the weather is absolutely glorious here, guys. Look at those mountains. The mountains go through the Ukraine, by the way, and Hungary. So I'm going to sign off now, folks, for the big journey home. I reckon I'll sleep most of the way. Happy Halloween, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed being here. For right now, this is Sinead signing off with free tours by FTBFLondon in Transylvania. Thanks for joining me. Happy Halloween, my lovelies.